Good morning, dear students. Welcome to Stock and Community Market class. In this class, I am going to explain the topic called Advantages of Demat Account. The first advantage is easy and convenient way to hold securities. That means no difficulty in holding and maintaining of securities in electronic form. But in case of physical certificates, we difficult to hold and maintain the physical certificates because the fear of damage of securities, theft, etc. These problems we can't see in electronic certificates or securities in Demat account. So that's why the first advantage is easy and convenient way to hold securities. Second advantage is immediate transfer of securities. Physical sales certificates or securities takes more time because of delay, bad delivery, bad postal delivery, so fear of theft. So that's why it takes more time to transfer securities from one person to another person. But in case of electronic certificates, so here we can transfer the ownership of securities from one person to another person, from seller to buyer, uh, just by making entry. Third advantage is no stamp duty on transfer of electronic certificates. When we go for transferring securities from one person to another person, so there is no stamp duty is payable on electronic certificates. But in case of physical certificates, we need to pay stamp duty. But in electronic certificates, no stamp duty is payable. Fourth advantage is safer than paper shares. Exactly right. So physical says, oh, have so suffering from bad delivery, theft, physical damage. So here, those problems we can't see in electronic certificates, isn't it? So that's why electronic certificate we can't do any forgery, theft, bad delivery. There is no such problem. So that's why uh, electronic certificates are safer than physical certificates are paper shares. Next, fifth advantage is reduced paperwork for transfer of securities. Here, in case of electronic certificates, so when we transfer securities from one person to another person, there is no paperwork is involved. So just by making entry, book entry automatically online electronically, so we can transfer. That is, the transfer is taken place. Next, sixth advantage is reduced transaction cost. In electronic certificate, there is no stamp duty, no postal charges, no more brokerage cost, no maintenance cost. So there is no there is no transaction cost in electronic certificates. But in case of physical certificates, postal charges, stamp duty, physical certificate maintenance charges, transaction charges are more. Seventh advantage is no ad lot problem. So one share can be sold. It is also one advantage. So lot means 100 shares. It is lot. So here you need not to sell one lot. So you can sell any one unit of that lot to anybody else. That is also one advantage. Next, eighth advantage is change in address recorded with a depository participant. A depository participant means where we opened a Demat account. So is known as depository participant. So here, change in address recorded with a depository gets registered with all companies in which investor holds securities. That eliminates the need to corresponded with each of them separately. That means once you updated your changed address with depository participant, automatically so that change address will registered with all companies with whom mm, we have shares. We need not to correspond each company separately to change to update address, change address. Next, ninth advantage is transmission of securities is done by a depository participant. Depository participant itself himself he transfers securities from one person to another person, there is no need to notifying such a transfer to the company, isn't it? So next advantage is 10th one, automatic credit into Demat account for shares arising out of bonus, split, consolidation, merger, etc. So here, if bonus shares are issued by company or shares are splitted or divided by company, consolidation by company, merger by company, all such shares, if all such shares are issued by company, automatically those shares are credited to the investor demat account automatically. 11th advantage is a single demat account can hold investments in both equity and bad debt instruments. When we have demat account, in that account we can hold and maintain equity shares and also debt instruments also we can maintain in demat account. Not only hold and maintain equity shares but also hold and maintain debt instruments also, bonds, debentures also we can hold and maintain in demat account. Next, 12th advantage is traders can work from anywhere. So here traders means buyer and seller of securities. You can do the transaction by staying anywhere else. Uh, ac- you may stay across world. You can stay any place of the world. So from anywhere you can do buying and selling of securities, the transaction, so you can do it from anywhere. So in this class we have discussed about the advantages of demat account. Thank you and all.